Hey guys, how we doing? And welcome back to Lee Slotcars. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to have a look at the new Ford Anglia 105E by Scalextric. Now this was sent to me by Marcus from the marketing team at Scalextric. So I'm absolutely hugely grateful to Marcus for that. Thank you, Marcus. I really appreciate it. And I really hope I do you justice by what I'm about to do, because I haven't really done a lot of reviews in the past. Now, as I've mentioned previously, this isn't going to be a review where I take it all apart. You know, I check the actual nitty gritty on it to see how well it will perform speed-wise for racing. Because as I've said before, I'm not a racer. Now, I've got an utmost respect for the guys that do race the cars. The attention to detail, the precision, it's absolutely fascinating to watch. But on my little old track, it's not really something that that bothers me especially. Although I would like to go to a club one day and see how I fare up against seasoned racers. But maybe that's one for another day. So we're going to have a look at the car, and I'm going to have a little chat about it, and I'm going to run it around the track, and let's see where this goes, shall we? So here she is in the box. I have taken it out and had a little run around the track with it, so I'm not going to do the christen it live on video kind of thing, because I was too excited to try it out. But there it is, the Ford Anglia 105E. Now this car was actually developed by Broadspeed in 1965, and the number 30 car was driven by John Fitzpatrick, who actually won the British Saloon Car Championship in 1966. What a great year that was, 1966, and the year before I was born. Yeah, you wouldn't believe I'm that old, would you? But actually I am. Yeah, and it's a cracking looking car, and the reason, and I've said this before, this car means so much to me. It's the first car I remember my mother having when I was a little kid. Now I must have been 4, 5, you know, little nipper. My mum had a light blue Ford Anglia, and it's a special little car. I'd call it an iconic car. Now this one is from Scalextric's classic touring car range, and it's product number C4546. Let's have a little look at it, shall we? So here she is out the box. Now the one thing I notice straight off is the size of the car. If we compare it to a more modern day car, you'll notice it's significantly smaller. Now this is obviously quite common. For example, if you look at the old, I don't know, Mark 1 Golf GTI and compare it to the latest model Golf GTI, the newer one is much bigger. So cars were a lot smaller back in the day. It's quite long and narrow, so it'll be interesting to see how it handles on the track, especially around some of the bends, because its centre of gravity isn't going to be great. So we'll have a look at that in a bit. It's got very small wheels, as you might expect on a very small car. So small tyres, once again, less grip. So that will be interesting when we come to track test it. So in terms of decals, there aren't loads on this. You've got the number 30 on both sides and on the bonnet. You've got the small insignia on the front there, and once again you've got Team Broadspeed on the back with the Anglia logo on the corner, and on the sides once again you've got Team Broadspeed. It's quite hard to focus in, it's actually really small. What I like about it, I like the general style, I like the colour, I love the shape of the car, and I always have done. I've always been a bit of a Ford Anglia fan, and I guess that comes back from my childhood, obviously. I like the chrome door handles, and also you've got the chrome windscreen wipers as well, which I think looks really smart. You've got the crosshatch headlights as well, and also you've got the stripes down the side. Now if you have a look at the original car that John Fitzpatrick drove, it's got all these stripes on the sort of side of the car, and that's continued on the front there, where you've got these two little stripy tabs at the front. Excuse me. So, you know, absolutely lovely looking car. I really like the colour as well. It's a very sort of common colour for its time, but it looks really good, and the silver roof just sets it off a treat. The other thing, which is quite surprising to me, is that it hasn't got a DPR digital chip plate, which I'm surprised, because I thought most new Scalextric cars these days have the ability to run it on digital. Not a problem for me, because 99% of the time I run it on analog anyway, so it really isn't a problem. In terms of the driver and the inside, I like the touch of having the red seat, or the orangey red seat. I think that looks really smart, and it just stands out a bit from the black, which would just sort of blend in with the background a little bit. The driver with the orange helmet and the light blue overalls, and the detail of the seat belt, and you can't really see, but it's got the metal clasps on the seat belt. So it's a lovely, compact, small little car. Let's see how it runs on the track. It's very smooth, I have to say. It's really quiet. It doesn't sound it on the film, I'm sure, because cars always sound really loud when I'm filming, but actually standing here running the car, it is very, very quiet and very smooth. Really impressed with that. I have come off a couple of times on that hairpin, whether that's something to do with the centre of gravity, I don't know, but if you push it round the hairpin, it tends to come off, so I just need to adapt my drive. There you go. Yeah, so that corner seems to be where we have the most problems with it. Does have a smaller magnet. I mean, I run with magnets in all my cars, but obviously it's a small car with a smaller magnet, so, you know, it's about me learning to drive the car more than the performance of the car itself. Really pleased with it. And what I do like, and I'll stop her in a minute and show you, is the rear tail lights, and I think they look excellent. It's not going to be easy, is it? But if you look, great, aren't they? Love those rear tail lights. So I've run 50 laps round the track. Average time is round about 3.8 seconds, which actually is pretty average. When you try all the other cars, they all sort of come around 3.7, 3.8 second lap times. Excuse me, apart from this one. Now this one I save for when my grandson comes, because you can do it in 3.3 seconds, you can do it flat out all the way around the track. The magnet is so strong, if I put it any closer to my mouth, it'll pull my fillings out. So 3.3 seconds is about as fast as you can go on this track. And this was doing it in 3.8 consistently, apart from when I came off at the hairpin a few times. So in terms of speed, it's on a par with everything else I've got here, pretty much. I love it. Would I buy it? Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you why. Because it's different. It's so nice to see Scalextric bringing out some different cars, you know, other than the GTs and all the different liveries, you know, same old cars but in different liveries. The F1s, it's just something a bit different. I think the movie cars are a good idea and will hopefully appeal to maybe a younger audience to get people into the hobby, because that's what we need. You know, we need the kids coming through, getting hooked, because we know they'll tail off, but they'll come back later when they're old and decrepit like me. So I think it's a winner for me. I would buy this. I'm pleased to have it in my collection, and I've thoroughly enjoyed running it around the track, and I'm going to do some more laps with it. I love it. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope I've done this justice. It's not something I'm used to doing, and to be honest with you, I felt a little bit out of my comfort zone, you know, because when I'm doing what I do, the crafty bits and all that, I'm just totally comfortable and I love doing it. Whereas this, I felt a little bit, not under pressure, but because, you know, Scalextric have sent this to me, I wanted to do them justice. So I hope I have. I hope you like it, and if you do, then please click subscribe, click like, and do all of that stuff. In the meantime, you all take care, my friends. Goodbye now.